Okay, what is up guys? I've made a video about Nice and Reddit. There's a Reddit thread about Nice, blah blah blah. The video is not as relevant, but I was basically talking in this video about not making excuses for not climbing, right? That was the main reason I made this video. And this guy, Supreme God, left a pretty nice comment. And he said, I agree with your take. I have a hard time getting it into my head. I can see where the guy is coming from, and I have a similar problem. I don't understand the difference between what I do and what a challenger does. I know there's a huge gap, but how can I see that? If someone does an insane outplay, I can say I can't do that. If someone gets consistent 8 to 10 CS per minute, I can say the same. But how does a challenger piss on everyone in plat while I feel like I either 1v9 when I get lucky early or I'm useless? It feels like they always find a way to get fed. How can I learn that? So that's a comment I can read to you. The next few comments are way too long for me to read to you. I'll just kind of go over the best bits because they're kind of hilarious. So I said, well, realize there's something missing, blah, blah, blah. So I replied to his comment. I gave him the answer I thought was good enough. He said, thank you. But then this guy rolls up, Fairy Tell Rack. So it's like a fresh, brand new YouTube account. I'm pretty sure this is just a throwaway. I'm not sure. But this guy starts writing quite a lot of stuff. So Fairy replies to Supreme God. Truth might be hard to swallow, but in most cases, what you're doing differently is failing to notice patterns in matchmaking. And he says, mechanics doesn't matter. In most cases, even macro doesn't matter. The main thing that will vary between days will be the quality of people you'll get in your team and the enemy team. Did you lose 2 matches in a row in the last 12 hours? No more league for today. I mean, that's not bad advice. And then he says, it's not about fixing your mental. See, again, terrible reasoning. It's about knowing when to play in order to win. Knowing what behavioral matchmaking is. Learning patterns. So what he's saying is basically game the system, okay? He's basically trying to suggest that if you queue at certain times during the day, you can climb much better than if you focus on macro or on micro, which is insane. And I'm going to try and break his comments down and try and help you guys avoid that in the future because it's ludicrous. It's crazy. And then he says, once you learn this stuff, you'll start gaining serious LPs. Like, these are the kind of snake oil salesmen that will walk up to you and be like, hey, I have this potion that'll just make you gain 2 inches on your dick. It doesn't work, okay? He's selling you a secret sauce to try and get you to climb LP.
There's no secret sauce to this.
It's not at all going to help you to sit there and analyze what time of day you're playing if you're below like master elo, okay? I'm telling you right now, it does not matter. There are enough players below master elo in almost every single matchmaking scenario to give you a pretty decent matchmade game, okay? Unless you are getting wildly high win rates and going into Smurf queue, you should not be sitting there worrying about matchmaking. All right, it's just a fact. You should not be. And then he says at one point around 60% win rate, you'll start losing games more, and that's okay. Just stick to your schedule. And then he says, I wish they'd bring back real we've had in the first 5 seasons. This is a bad joke. I'm saying it as a challenger since season 3, X-Pro season 1 to 5 and season 7 to 8. The game is no more about skill. It's about making money ever since Tencent bought Raito. Again, I'm not gonna sit there and go through every single one of his points, but the bottom line is nostalgia hits these kind of guys really hard. If they come back to League and they don't feel like they can climb, it might just be because they're out of touch, they're washed up, or they haven't played League in a long time. You're not supposed to get to your old rank instantaneously or even easily. The game changes rapidly every 2 weeks. So first of all, I want to know what this guy's IGN was. If he was a pro player, then I want to know. I want to know exactly where he was a pro player. So I'm going to go and ask him. I want to like verify what you just said because this is such a crazy take, but I've seen it starting to creep up in my comments. As people watch my videos more, I get roughly 10k views a month, which isn't much, but it's enough that 1 or 2 people every couple of weeks will throw some dumb comment at a newer player who's asking a question in my channel, and it's getting really annoying. I don't like seeing these kind of conspiracy theories. So I said I'm struggling to understand what you're trying to say here, and are you saying that micro macro don't matter, it's the timing of when you queue? And he replies with a another big long comment, and he basically just says a shit ton of conspiracy theory stuff. I'm gonna cut to the chase. We're not gonna read every single comment, but what he's saying is you need to pay attention to the time you queue. It's not about micro or macro. There's no coin flips. It's basically all like predetermined, or the matchmaking system has already decided who's going to win, essentially, right? He even says stuff like you can notice the change when you change your queue times, stuff like that. You can be the king of macro and still lose several games in a row if you don't respect the 2 loses rule, right? So the classic point, stop making excuses for why people climb and you don't. You need to frame it in exactly that way. Stop fucking making excuses. Stop saying XYZ stopped me from my climbing. My win rate is bad because XYZ. Because the bottom line is, over a large enough sample size, if you are a better player, you will climb. If you are a worse player, you will drop. It's that simple. Really not that complicated. There are definitely problems with the matchmaking system. It is by no means a perfect solution. But I'll show you guys another crazy thing. He starts going into some serious conspiracy theory level talk. And this is a new player he's speaking to, or at least a player who doesn't play League that much. So he really does need to like be careful with this kind of stuff. And what I'm gonna do is after this video, from the future of my channel, as I start making more stuff, if I see any of these commenters posting random conspiracy conspiracy theory level stuff, I am basically going to either ban them or remove the comment so I don't have that kind of energy in my channel. I do not want anyone in the League community or my community to sit there spamming conspiracy theories to newer players, okay? It is really, really cringe. And I remember back when I was in school that we would come back to school after playing for the weekend or whatever, and we'd be like, oh my god, my teammates suck, right? But this is like a different level of that. This is like the guy thinks that Riot and Tencent have created some secret cabal matchmaking algorithm, which is just insane levels of copium. So we are definitely not going to allow this in the channel going forward, but I just wanted to lay the line in the sand and point out to everybody that you need to avoid thinking like this if you want to climb. To be brutally honest, this is the last part I wanted to talk about. So the end result of all this is I really think that these types of people have the wrong mindset. And the bottom line is you need a specific mindset to get good at anything in League. All of the League players I've seen who have reached the very, very top of the ladder, they have a little part of this mindset or this entire mindset, which is specifically it's a growth mindset. They think no matter what happens, there's probably some way for them to have done something to impact the situation. If their bot lane gets ganked and they're a jungler, most high elo junglers would say, okay, fine. Yeah, maybe they might get angry in the game and say my bot lane are inting, but the truth is they're also trying to find solutions to why their bot lane got ganked. What could they have done? Or rather, what could they have gotten out of it? Could they have gotten extra gold, extra camps, blah, blah, blah. That's the growth mindset. No matter how badly your teammates are doing, if I put a challenger player in a plat game, he will absolutely mince the plat players. Why? Because he's getting more CS, he's getting more gold, he's getting better trades, he's getting more map pressure, he's putting vision down better, and he's punishing mistakes harder. He is always looking for those windows, and nobody has perfected League of Legends yet. There are always windows, okay? You can play versus challenger players, and there will be many, many more windows than you think, because League is an extremely complex game. So adopt the growth mindset. Stop thinking about, I couldn't do anything, my teammates suck, and instead think of, okay, even if I was going to lose the game, I could probably have gotten more gold, or more kills, or more vision, or a better trade. That is how you become a better player, and that is all of the high elo players I speak to have adopted. All this kind of stuff matters a lot more. Don't become a conspiracy theorist, please. So for anyone in future, if anyone ever leaves dumb comments in my channel and I delete them, then they freak out at you or they point anything out, link them this video. Hopefully that'll give a reason as to why I'm not allowing this stuff in my channel, because it's kind of cringe and I don't want to encourage new players to even think remotely like this. So cool. And if you like this video, I don't know why you'd like this video. Maybe you don't like very chillax as much as I do. I love him. He's such a nice guy. He opened my eyes to the conspiracy theory league. It's like flat earthers. I feel like I'm in the flat earther league zone. These guys pop into my channel and they start saying stuff like Riot Games, and I mean it's really fascinating the level of mental gymnastics that goes into these comments. I also didn't show you guys this comment. Dude, this guy wrote a fucking novel, bro. This guy actually, pause the video if you want, you can read this comment because it's insane. Like, he was going absolute keyboard warrior. But anyway, cool. I'm going to play some League of Legends. Like, comment, subscribe, blah, blah, blah. You guys know the drill. Thank you. Cheers.